Hey guys, Dawn Master here. So I got my Super Duty, doesn't run. High pressure oil pump went out in it. I got one, I just haven't had the time to put it in. 200,000 miles, but these batteries are from 18 and they're fairly decent, but it got cranked on a bunch trying to get it to restart when I was trying to see what exactly was failing. When I had the scanner hooked up to it, looking at injection pressure and everything. A lot of cranking, and it's parked out here where I can't really get a charger to it. But anyway, the batteries are pretty dead. It's been sitting out here for about a month, 2-3 weeks, something like that. And it might have a little juice in it. I just want to see how it turns over. I know it's not going to start, but those batteries are pretty bad. We're going to test the NOCO out. So get this to fucking, there we go. Okay. Cranks over really slow. Now it's not cranking up at all, see? So 6.0 diesel. Let's hook up the NOCO to it, the 4200 amp. I'm gonna go over here, probably to this side over here, because the starter's on this side. Doesn't matter that much, but with this much power, first time ever using this, and this isn't an emergency start situation, but it should be a good test to see how much. The nice thing about these is you can just let them touch, and they ain't gonna do nothing unless you have the override button held with it turned on. So we're gonna scoot it over a little bit, and a little bit of corrosion there, but we'll see what happens. Hook the positive up. Hook the negative up. These are nice clamps. They're a real upgrade from the GB150. The GB150, the clamps are thicker, but like the plastic is, but these ones kind of go out on the ends instead of straight, so you can get a lot wider clamping surface. A little bit different compared to your traditional clamps. So there's that. So now we fire up the boost, or the NOCO, and the voltage is pretty low, but it's probably around 10-11 volts, but that's not enough to turn one of these big motors over, even with 2 batteries. So the lights are chasing, that means I can go. I got 60 seconds to do it unless I hold the override button on. Oh my god, this thing turns over so fast. First time ever trying this out. It's building low pressure oil, it's just not building enough high pressure oil. This thing starts so fast, I wasn't expecting it to turn the motor over that quick. High compression diesel motor right here. And lights are still chasing. They say it stops at 60 seconds, so maybe it hasn't quite been 60. So anyway, we'll turn it off. Another test I want to do. We're going to disconnect the NOCO from the battery, and I'm going to disconnect both batteries. So these aren't even tight because I had the cables off earlier, because it sat in the yard or in the driveway for 3 weeks now without being able to start. So I want the batteries not to have anything hooked up to them. That's how I am. I have something storing, and usually the batteries will be good when you come back, and they fairly were. I was able to crank this thing over, but then it started doing that clicking where the batteries are too dead. So right now, I got both cables not touching anything, okay? And make sure the positive isn't going to touch anything, because we're going to hook the NOCO up to it, so we don't want, so let's leave the ground over here. And this positive isn't touching anything, touching the plastic of the battery, which, just in case, I'm going to put the red rubber over it. Hey Mac, what you doing there? Huh? you better get off that motor because it's probably going to be cranking over at 500 RPM. Hook up the NOCO to our positive clamp there, and then we'll hook the positive clamp of the NOCO. A little bit of heat flowing through that clamp. I can feel it, but I can touch it. It's not burning me. So it did get a little warm, but alright, so I got the NOCO hooked up just to the cables. Both batteries are disconnected. Okay. So it's not chasing, so that means that I need to override the system. So we're going to hold the button down. See? Now it overrided that voltage sense. Okay? We're chasing. Mac, you better not be in here. There you are. Okay, it's chasing. We got NOCO boost hooked up on override. No batteries. Still super fast. Like this thing's just spinning over really fast. Try it again. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's cranking over pretty quick. So the NOCO Boost X155, it will, in fact, turn over my f350 with the 6.0 with no batteries hooked up to it, and you will be able to start your vehicle. Now it says it's capable of starting up to a 10-liter engine, and that's gasoline, and an 8-liter diesel. But honestly, I think this would start a 14-liter diesel in a bigger truck, or 13, maybe even a 15. But this thing definitely has a lot of amps. So 4,250 amps seems to be enough to tackle any kind of task in this situation where you need to get something started and you don't have a lot of time to dink around. This thing will just do it, I guess. So we'll see how long it lasts. I always make sure I hook everything back up right, so that way none of the cables are hanging. So see, I reroute them the other way like it came out of the package, to ensure just tidiness and nothing. I want to make sure this isn't pinching on the edge of that, because when it came, this was pinching on the edge. You can see that crease in the cable. Same with this side. They had it way too close. Anyway, that's my quick little video. So far, I'm happy with this, even though I've only used it once. Let's turn it on and see how much battery's left. Half. So, I mean, I cranked this thing over a few times, and even without batteries. So, this thing was 3/4 of the way charged. I didn't have it fully charged because I charged my vape and my phone off of it for the last couple days. And it used a bar. But anyways, that's pretty decent. I like it. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.